We have some big injury news to go over for the Giants. So do me a favor, if you love the Giants and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. So listen, the Giants get concerning injury news in regards to Paulson Adebo, Javon Holland, Brian Burns, and Chauncey Golston. All four of them did not practice today, for one, and two, according to a report, Brian Burns, out of those four guys, is most likely to play. And listen, Brian Burns having a tremendous season. It kind of ticks me off how he's not us as fans are saying he should win the Defensive Player of the Year, or he's our very early Defensive Player of the Year. But I looked at the odds. I don't know if you guys have, but according to the odds, I mean, he's not even up there. Him and Benito from the Broncos, he's not up there either. It's kind of ridiculous. Burns is having such a tremendous start to his season in 7 games, 9 sacks, 23 tackles. He's been fantastic this year for the Giants. And in my opinion, he's my Defensive Player of the Year so far. Last year, he had 8.5 sacks as a Giant. His first year as a Giant. This year, he has 9, and we're only through 7 games. 12 tackles for a loss, by the way. He leads the league in tackles for a loss, and he leads the league in sacks right now. I think it's ridiculous. He needs to be a part of that conversation. And if he keeps this up, he will be. But he's dealing with a hip issue. And he's not most likely, but out of those 4 guys, he'll probably play against the Eagles. Now, Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland being out, those are 2 gigantic names on our defense that we will be missing. Now, Adebo, shockingly, he has like 41 tackles this year. I couldn't believe when I saw that. He's got 41 tackles this season. And when he left, 41 solo tackles, when he left the game against the Broncos, the New York Giants felt that. Banks was horrible that game. He was absolutely terrible in that game. And the Giants, in my opinion, doesn't bode well for them this Sunday versus the Eagles. It doesn't, especially if Adebo's not there and Holland is not there, because you felt the effects when both of those guys were off the field. The Giants' pass defense was completely exposed. Now Burns is able to play. Obviously, Abdul Carter has to play. Thibodeau, Lawrence. As long as we're able to blitz Hurts and try to get to the quarterback, that's going to help out our secondary a ton, because that was also an issue against the Eagles. In our secondary, we weren't providing pass rush like we were in the beginning of the game, and then it fell on our secondary to come in and stop the Broncos, and they couldn't stop a freaking nosebleed. Our defensive backs. They couldn't. And obviously, because of the certain personnel that was on the field, Drew Phillips at that time didn't look very good towards the end of the game. Banks looked horrible. And I think that having both of these guys out Holland and Adebo is a bad thing. But if you're able to provide that pass rush like you were able to provide in those first 3 quarters against the Broncos, well, you're going to put yourself in a really good chance to potentially beat the Eagles. Now we're 2-5. A lot of people are counting us out, but that last game against the Broncos was a heartbreaking one. Of course, it was a terrible game. We should have won that game. It was a great game up until it wasn't. We should have won that game. And surrendering 33 points in the 4th quarter alone, I mean, and missing extra points and going for that 2-pointer because we didn't have faith in our kicker to kick that extra point. It was just, if we had a kicker, which we probably will, Gano or Koo, if we had a kicker against the Eagles, Broncos rather, we would have won that game. Or at least we would have made it a lot harder on the Broncos to score. Because then at that point, you have to score a touchdown to win. You can't kick a field goal. And they were very far away. So there were just a few things that the Giants could have done versus the Broncos. But if they clean it up versus the Eagles, which Eagles just had a good week, maybe we could sweep the Eagles this year. I think that would be really, 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 really cool. But John Michael Schmitz, he fully participated today in practice. Now, he's been out, but he's okay. He seems ready to go. Hopefully, we don't have 100% confirmation if he will play against the Eagles as of now, but he fully participated today in practice, so that is a good sign. Hopefully, he could be ready for Sunday versus the Eagles. Because listen, this offensive line, I'm seeing like a lot of Illuminor talk about how the Giants have to extend him, and obviously, yeah, you have to extend him. He's having such a great season. But a lot of that, in my opinion, is because of Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, when he's on the field, he makes such a big impact, and he helps the rest of the offensive line. That's how good Andrew Thomas is. That's how great he is. When this kid stays healthy, when he stays on the football field, this Giants team is dangerous. That's why Jackson Dart. Daniel Jones, screw that guy. Jackson Dart. That's why he has opportunities to make plays, because you have Andrew Thomas up there. And then it just feeds the rest of the line. You're not playing a guy out of position at left tackle, right? Then you're not throwing a weaker player in that other spot where you took from So, for example, you're not taking Illuminor at a right tackle for left tackle. Then you're throwing a weaker right tackle at right tackle. Andrew Thomas just really fills out this line, and he's the anchor on this offensive line. Without him, I'm not sure where the Giants would be. Giants offense, anyway. I'm not sure. But he's been having a tremendous season, and I love seeing that. And I love seeing Andrew Thomas having an awesome year. And that was a big thing for me. Obviously, it's an obvious one, but we needed Andrew Thomas healthy. And as long as he was healthy, I knew, it's like, hey, the Giants are going to be fine. This Scadaboo, he could potentially have a breakout season. Him and Tracy, they could have 2 big years. Singletary as well, if Andrew Thomas is there. And Andrew Thomas is here. He's been great. So listen, Adebo, Holland, Burns, and Golston all did not practice. It looks like that Burns, out of those 4, Burns is the one who will most likely play. And as I said, not having Adebo, not having Holland versus the Eagles, it's going to hurt. Gonna hurt. It hurt in that fourth quarter against the Broncos. Everything happened so damn fast. Everything happened so quick in that game. So I hope that come Sunday versus the Eagles, maybe we could pull up a little another upset. So listen, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.